Welcome to Forex DayBreak, a daily podcast where we cover 8 Forex pairs and give you our view on the market direction for these pairs. If you are trading Forex market, this is the #1 show to start your trading day. Now, let's begin today's episode.
Good morning everybody and welcome to Forex DayBreak episode 45. In this daily Forex update I will give you my view on 8 Forex pairs I analyze using Elliott wave principle. My name is Ville Vainio and today is 9th of October 2015. This podcast is recorded also as video and it is available from the members area at forexdaybreak.com. The analysis is best viewed as video, but you can follow along with the images found on the show notes page at forexdaybreak.com/45. Now grab your seat, hold on tight and let's get started. And let's see Euro USD first. So this very mild or choppy upwards momentum has continued. I have slightly revised the wave count since it seems that we are still on a sideways corrective mode. I have now changed the labeling that the recent peak is minuet wave 2, but this hasn't been confirmed yet. There is an upwards bias in Euro USD. Also yesterday there was a FOMC report or minutes, and this of course dampened the dollar bulls because Federal Reserve is concerned about the economy, of course, as they have been for the past 6 years. So more upside I think in Euro USD. This correction doesn't look to be over yet, and we can still be forming the minute wave 2 correction, so 1 degree higher corrective phase can be in play here. This is a very complex and sideways. The recent price action is sideways, but the whole structure is very complex if we are indeed still forming the minute wave 2 correction. So here is the minute degree wave 2. I have labeled it as completed in 114.6 peak, but this recent price action is telling a different story. So more upside is expected here. The price action has a bullish bias and I would look for more upside on Euro USD. So perhaps we see a move towards the 114 peak, maybe even higher than that if this is the starting C wave on Euro USD. I still think that we have resumed a larger downtrend from the peak of 170.13. There's a very clear 5-wave structure, and this is now the only thing that is supporting the larger downside view. And once we see this whole corrective structure completed, we can then continue with minute wave 3. But as of now, the correction is still in force. It's very complex and getting even more complex. So more upside in Euro USD is expected. Okay, dollar yen next. And dollar yen hasn't moved much for the past week actually. We got a slight upwards move at the start of the week, but have now resumed the sideways price action. 119.97 the price, and my wave count is proposing more downside. This would support the view of the weaker dollar, so we should get one more move lower. My wave count is expecting a 3-wave structure ABC to complete the corrective wave Y, so perhaps near 118 levels we can expect this pair to move next before starting the next leg higher, which would be minute wave Y in my wave count. So minute wave X is not completed yet in my opinion. Alright, next pound dollar. Now here I have revised the count. I wasn't satisfied with my count and the price action was not confirming my labeling. So this new wave count is proposing that we are still in intermediate wave 2 correction. So this large correction hasn't ended. My previous wave count was looking for a continuation of the larger downtrend, but this recent upwards move is not supporting the view, and now the recent peak at 151.064 is minute wave B, and we are now forming minute wave C, which should reach actually beyond the 156.58 level. So a lot more upside is expected in pound dollar. And we can now maybe start drawing a little bit. We have 1, 2, 3 waves now completed. Perhaps there's an even 4th wave here. So if pound dollar has already formed 5-wave structure, so this would support the view that we have a larger 3-wave structure forming here if we are going to reach to 156.58 and beyond. Okay, euro pound has declined, price now 0.73395. My wave labeling is looking at this recent decline as corrective wave 4, so I'm expecting more upside here. The decline from 0.7442 peak is overlapping, so this would support the view that this is corrective structure and therefore we can expect more upside. If we take the correlation in Euro USD, I'm expecting more upside and euro strength in that pair, so perhaps we will see more or less sideways price action with a bullish bias. So let's keep an eye on this pair. I'm expecting more upside. Euro yen next, and euro yen doesn't seem to want to decline, and also this is also supporting the view that there is going to be euro strength. We can expect more upside here as well. The larger trend here might be down, but we have not resumed it yet in my opinion. If we start to make out the wave divisions here, we can see that there's a forming correction here. In my opinion, we are still forming a minute wave 2 to the upside and can expect more higher figures, possibly towards the 136 level. So corrective structure is getting more complex and we can expect more upside on euro yen. Okay, pound yen is next, and the upwards move has continued in pound yen. I have revised my labeling slightly. Previously I had labeled this 188.276 peak as intermediate wave X and wasn't all that happy about that labeling. Now I have revised it that we are now forming the intermediate wave X, so that peak, so the recent high is minor wave A, the recent low 186.42 is minor wave B, and now we are forming a minor wave C of the intermediate wave X to the upside. And so far this is very overlapping and not powerful at all, but I'm expecting a upwards move towards the 188 level, so a lot more upside can be expected on pound yen to complete this intermediate wave X corrective form. Next is euro Canadian dollar. Euro Canadian dollar is steadily approaching the 146 level. We are forming a sideways correction here, but I think this is just a small correction on the way down. And once we break through the 146 level, next level would be around 144, so there's a lot more downside potential once we break through the 146 level, and I'm expecting a lot more downside on Euro Canadian. I'm very bearish on this and long-term bearish on Euro Canadian, so we can see quite clear 5-way structure from that 155.6 high all the way down to 145.95, and since then have been more or less on a sideways corrective mode. And if we take a correlation to Euro USD, this correction might have not ended yet, but the recent decline from 151.56 is quite powerful. It is still in 3 waves, so perhaps this labeling is not correct, but if we see a break below 146 and start to make out the 5-way structure, then this gives a strong signal for the continuation of this larger downtrend. Alright, finally we have US dollar Canadian dollar, which has continued to decline. This 129.7 low, we have made an upwards corrective move, now are declining again. Hard to say what would be the target for this correction, but since the B wave went so high, we can expect a similar move below the recent A wave peak 130.115, so lower than this I think we are going to move maybe towards 128 levels. Price now 129.815, so a lot more downside on US dollar Canadian dollar is expected. That's all for today's episode. Visit the show notes at forexdaybreak.com/45, and remember that this podcast is recorded as video and it is available from the members area at forexdaybreak.com. Another great feature you find there is my Elliott Wave Ninja trading system, and both of these are included on the monthly subscription, which is only $10. I have a 14-day free trial for you, so take this no-risk opportunity and go to forexdaybreak.com to sign up. Thanks for listening to my show. Now go make some profits, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.
Thanks for your interest in Forex Daybreak Daily Podcast. If you like this show, we hope you'll visit our website, www.forexdaybreak.com, and tell your friends about us. Be sure to check the show notes on our website for this episode. Join us next time for another episode of Forex Daybreak.